I'm David Tazzyman and I'm the illustrator for What's for Dinner, Mr. Gum. I'm a commercial illustrator. This means I will work for anybody who wants to hire me, and I work for newspapers, magazines, adverts or design projects. And I strangely fell into children's books by an art director I used to work with. Rang me up one day and said, I now work for children's books, I've got a brilliant project, can you do it? And I went, I don't know. And so she sort of persuaded me to do it. I didn't really want to do it for a start because it's not normally what I do, but she really persuaded me to do it. She told me about the project, I read the books and I met everybody and I thought, why not? And so yeah, that's how I've come to do children's books. I enjoy drawing for the Mr. Gum series because they're hilariously funny. I get an awful lot of freedom. I can pretty much do whatever I want. Some things I can't. I get told, no, you can't really do that. Start again. They're just fun and I really enjoy doing it. And I get to work in pencil. Well, and I never draw work in pencil. I normally work in pen and other things, but I can just work in scruffy pencil and I can draw ridiculous things because of kids' books. And I'm encouraged to be silly, which I'm generally not in my other work. These characters, they look like they do pretty much because of my imagination, I suppose. I don't get that much direction from Andy as such. He tells me a few things, there's a few things written down, like I originally was told Mr. Gum had a big red beard, and a few other things, but not much, so it's pretty much down to me, which is why I like it, because it gives me creative freedom to do what I like. And so generally all the characters look like they do because of my imagination. I don't really think what would a kid really enjoy out of this, which is probably wrong and I probably should do, but I just draw what makes me laugh and how I want to, how I just want to describe the story as I see it. I don't really put too much thought in how should a boy of 10 see this, how should a boy of 7 see this, how should a little girl see this. I just do what I do and it sort of works, and I think that's maybe good because I don't overthink it, otherwise I might get myself in a real mess. My favourite character for What's for Dinner, Mr. Gum, and for all of them really, is Billy William III. He's just brilliant. I just love him. He's just horrible. I love him because he's Mr. Gum's number 2, and I quite like the fact that he's number 2. He's not the number 1 villain. He's the second one, so he's a bit more stupid. He follows Mr. Gum around. He's a bit of a sidekick, but I really like him. And I really enjoyed drawing him in this book because you feel really sorry for him in this book, whereas before you don't really. You just enjoy whatever horrible things happen to him and his evil ideas. But this one you feel real empathy for him because he really has a hard time in this book, and it's different from all the other books. And so I quite enjoyed drawing a soft side to Billy William and a sad side. My favourite illustration in the new book, What's for Dinner, Mr. Gum, is Billy on the roof of his butcher's shop with tons of broken debris, barbed wire and a huge cannon from the Middle Ages, which he's firing at Mr. Gum and the kebab shop owner, whose name I've forgotten, Greasy Ian. And yeah, he's absolute battle ridden and I love it. Working with Andy on What's for Dinner, Mr. Gum book is just lots of fun because Andy is lots of fun and we get on really well. When we did the original books, You're a Bad Man, Mr. Gum, and then the rest of the series, we didn't work very closely. Well, I didn't know him in the first book. We didn't work closely at all, but gradually over all the books, we've got to know each other really well, and the people at the publishing house have a very difficult job keeping us apart, so we now work quite closely on the books. With this book, What's for Dinner, Mr. Gum, there is a very funny thing that goes on halfway through the book where the chapter has been hijacked by a chapter from a different book, and if you want to actually read the chapter that should be in the book, you have to go to the website. And within that chapter there is a fantastic illustration by myself that you will not see in the book, and it's well worth going to have a look. just keep drawing. If you like drawing and you're good at drawing, you really enjoy drawing, just keep drawing. Doesn't matter what teacher tells you it's a Mickey Mouse subject, you'll never do any good at it. I got told this and I'm doing okay, thanks very much, and I'm happy. And my advice to people who really like drawing is buy a sketch pad and take it with you everywhere and draw whatever you see, or whatever makes you laugh, or your friend's silly hairstyle for the day. I'm David Tazzyman and I'm the illustrator from the Mr Gum books, and most importantly, What's for Dinner Mr Gum, and I'm going to show you how I draw Mr Gum's face. I always start with the eyes very close together. I draw the pupils in the middle like this. I think this makes him look really stupid. I then draw rings around his eyes. Then I draw his nose, which is essentially a triangle with two big nostrils. Then comes a mouth, another triangle with lots of horrible teeth. He never cleans them, so make them as ugly as you like. I then draw his big bushy eyebrows, and to make him look really angry I start them just above the pupils and draw them out like this at an angle. Then comes the side of his face and his big ears. I always draw lots of hair coming out of his ears. Oh, and some hair just above his ears too. Next is the beard. You can have lots of fun drawing bugs in his beard if you like, that's what I normally do. And I'll make the beard very scruffy. Next is the hat. I draw the brim first like this, and then the main part of his crooked hat. Put a crease in just there. Finally I give him some angry creases in his forehead and a mole on his cheek, and then I tidy him up.